Did you know that India's economy is projected to surpass the US by 2075, becoming the world's second largest economy after China? Now that's a surprising statistic. Goldman Sachs recently predicted that India's economy, currently the world's fifth largest, will experience an astronomical growth, leading to a staggering 52.5 trillion GDP. This surpasses the United States and positions India right behind China. It's a bold prediction indeed, but how could this happen? What are the driving forces behind this forecasted economic leap? India's economic growth is not a result of mere chance. There are significant elements at play. At the heart of this potential economic surge is a large labor force. India's population is not just colossal, it's also youthful. This demographic advantage provides a vast reservoir of human capital ready to be harnessed. Yet, a large labor pool is not enough. It's the advances in technology that are truly driving India's economic growth. From innovative startups in Bangalore to tech giants setting up shop in Hyderabad, technology is revolutionizing how business is done in India. It's not just about coding and software anymore. It's about leveraging technology to create value across sectors, from agriculture to healthcare. But technology and labor are just part of the equation. Capital investment is the fuel that powers the engine of growth. Rising capital investment, both domestic and foreign, is a key factor propelling India's economy forward. The role of Prime Minister Narendra Modi cannot be understated here. His efforts to encourage private sector investment have been instrumental in attracting capital, fostering an environment conducive for businesses to thrive. Then there's the sheer size of India's population. It's a double-edged sword, no doubt. On one hand, it puts pressure on resources. On the other, it offers a massive domestic market for goods and services. This growing population, coupled with a rising middle class, presents an unparalleled opportunity for businesses, both local and international. Finally, let's not forget the role of policy reforms. From reducing trade protectionism to privatizing public sector enterprises, India has been making strides in creating a more open and competitive economy. The aim is clear: to make India not just a more attractive place for businesses to operate, but also a global economic powerhouse. However, every rose has its thorns, and India's economic ascent is no exception. While India's economic growth looks promising, there are some speed bumps on the road. There is no denying that India's journey to economic superiority is riddled with challenges, some of which are deeply rooted in the country's history and socio-economic fabric. For starters, import taxes are a significant hurdle. High import tariffs often discourage foreign investors, thus limiting the flow of global capital into the country. This issue is further exacerbated by bureaucracy. The intricate web of red tape in India can be daunting for businesses, both domestic and foreign, often slowing down processes and hindering economic growth. Then, there's the dominance of domestic business tycoons. While they do contribute significantly to the economy, their monopolistic tendencies can stifle competition, potentially hindering innovation and growth in the long run. But these challenges are not insurmountable. What India needs is a strategic approach to capital investment. By encouraging the private sector to boost investment, the government can stimulate economic growth. Moreover, with the right policies in place, India can transform these challenges into opportunities, fostering a business environment that is conducive to both local and foreign investors. Furthermore, increasing labor force participation is key to fueling India's economy. With one of the world's youngest populations, India has an untapped reservoir of potential. But to harness this potential, the country needs to provide adequate training and upskilling opportunities. It's not just about having a large workforce, it's about having a skilled workforce that can contribute to the country's economic growth. And let's not forget about the women of India. The country needs to raise its labor participation rate, particularly among women. By creating more opportunities for women in the workforce, India can not only boost its economy, but also promote gender equality. But what if India overcomes these challenges and truly surpasses the US economy? What would be the global implications? Well, that's a question that economists and policymakers around the world are grappling with. And as we navigate the complexities of the global economy, it's a question that's becoming increasingly relevant. Scene script: India surpassing the US economy would undoubtedly have a profound impact on the global economic landscape. Imagine for a moment the world's largest democracy becoming its second largest economy. This isn't just a change in rankings. It's a potential paradigm shift that could reshape the global trade, international relations, and the very dynamics of the world economy. Consider first the realm of global trade. With its rapid economic growth, India has the potential to become a significant hub in the international supply chain. Economies of scale, coupled with a large and young workforce, could make India a compelling destination for industries looking to diversify their manufacturing bases. This could lead to a reshuffling of global supply chains, with India emerging as a key player alongside China. Next, let's turn our attention to geopolitics. As India's economic clout grows, so too could its influence in international forums. Economic power often translates into political power. As the world's second-largest economy, India could wield considerable sway in shaping global policies on issues ranging from climate change to digital governance. This is not mere speculation. Experts in international relations have long observed a correlation between a country's economic stature and its geopolitical influence. Finally, we must consider the potential shift in the power dynamics of the global economy. For the better part of the last century, the US has been at the helm of world economics, guiding policies and setting standards. But with India's rise, we might see a shift towards a more multipolar world, one where power is more evenly distributed among a larger group of countries. This could lead to a more balanced global economic order, fostering an environment where cooperation and mutual growth take precedence. However, it's essential to remember that these implications are not set in stone. They are potential outcomes based on current trends and expert opinions. The future is notoriously hard to predict, and countless variables could alter the course of India's economic trajectory. It's clear that India's economic rise could significantly alter the world as we know it. But what does this mean for the US? If India surpasses the US economy, it could lead to a significant shift in the US's global standing. Imagine a world where the United States, long a beacon of economic might, finds itself looking up to India, a nation once considered a developing market. This is not a far-fetched scenario, but a potential reality we must consider. In this new world order, the United States could face challenges in maintaining its traditional dominance in global trade. As India's economy grows, so does its appetite for imports and exports, potentially reshaping trade relationships and global supply chains. The US may need to reevaluate its trade policies to stay competitive and maintain its economic influence. Diplomatically, the US could find itself navigating a more complex global landscape. India, with newfound economic clout, might demand a larger role in international affairs, influencing decisions at the United Nations and other global forums. The US, accustomed to leading these discussions, may have to adapt to a more equal partnership with India. Moreover, India's rise could prompt a rethinking of US economic policy. As the American economy competes with a dynamic, growing India, policy changes aimed at fostering innovation and economic growth might become more pressing. The US could find itself learning from India's successes, just as India has learned from the US in the past. But it's not all about competition. This shift could also open up new avenues for cooperation between the US and India. Both nations could leverage their respective strengths to address global challenges, from climate change to technological advancement, creating a more balanced and inclusive global economy. While it's impossible to predict the future with absolute certainty, one thing is clear. India's economic growth shows no signs of slowing down, and the world needs to prepare for this potential new economic powerhouse. The US, as a part of this world, must be ready to adapt and evolve in this new economic landscape. The question isn't whether India's economy will grow, but how much and how quickly. In this journey, we've delved into the underpinnings of India's potential economic ascension, the challenges that might impede its progress, and the global implications of this seismic shift. India's promising future is fueled by a young, large population, an impressive GDP growth rate, and technological advancements. Yet, it's a path strewn with hurdles, including the need for increased labor participation, particularly among women, an enhanced education system, and significant reforms in trade protectionism and taxation. The potential implications of India's rise are far-reaching. From shifting power dynamics to the emergence of new global supply chains, the world as we know it could be reshaped. And the United States, while possibly losing its economic crown, may find itself in a new role in this reordered world. As we continue to watch this economic marvel unfold, one thing is certain. India is a rising star on the global stage, and its potential to surpass the US economy offers an intriguing prospect for the future.